Welcome, everybody, to another episode of First Timer Friday. I am Michele with Fun in Key West, and I'm so glad that you stopped by. Today, we are talking about snorkeling. Snorkeling in Key West, because who doesn't want to float in crystal clear blue water and see tropical fish, right? Did you know that the Florida Reef is the third largest barrier reef in the world? Yep. So, as I go through and talk about some of these places that you can snorkel, keep in mind that either if you have a car or you're heading over there yourself or you book a tour to do this, these are some places that you may experience on a tour, or you may try and find a private charter to take you out to. And you can find a lot of those tours: Fury, Danger, Floridays, Make It So charters, all of those you can book directly from our site, FunInKeyWest.com, at no extra cost to you. So, why is Key West a snorkeling hotspot? It's located just a few miles from the Florida Reef, which is part of a 350-mile coral reef system. It's home to over 1,400 species of marine life and 23 artificial reefs. There are shallow waters, warm temps, and a vibrant reef that makes it an excellent place to snorkel for all skill levels. And I'm going to remind you, and if you go out on a charter or on a tour, they're going to tell you, make sure you're using reef-safe sunscreen to protect the soft corals and the fragile ecosystems that are surrounding the waters in Key West. If you don't have that where you are, be sure to pick some up when you are in Key West. So, top snorkeling spots. So we're going to go from remote to right in town and discover some. You can't get any more remote. Then the first one on my list here is the Dry Tortugas National Park. This is the crown jewels of the Florida Keys. You get there by ferry or by seaplane. So you're going to take the Yankee Freedom, which is the ferry, or you can book a seaplane over. You can snorkel around Fort Jefferson and the living coral reef over there. This is a full day adventure, and it's an amazing thing. If this is on your bucket list, though, be sure to book it before you arrive. The likelihood of having space available on a Yankee Freedom or on a seaplane are very little at last minute. It sells out all of the time. Another place that you guys can check out is, what I call the backcountry. It's Key West National Wildlife Refuge. There's calm waters there. There's patch reefs and wildlife, and you're going to see dolphins and possibly manatees. You can book with people like Danger Charters to head out there. This is great snorkeling spot for those who just want to see the mangroves, love nature. It's peaceful to snorkel out there, and it's just a unique experience. You're just out in the back country. In town, in Key West, you have Fort Zachary Taylor State Park. This is a great place to snorkel from shore. So the only money that you're going to have to put into this is your entrance fee into the park. They do have snorkel equipment that you can rent there. There are breakwaters, so it's all full of tropical fish. If you want to take a break from snorkeling, obviously they have concession stands there. You can have a picnic on the beach. You can also explore the Civil War era fort. And there's lots of shade around there. So it's a great place to spend the day snorkeling, checking it out, seeing the fort. Come back at sunset. It's a fabulous place for sunset. Another place that you're going to love to check out is Higgs Beach. This provides free access, and it's a great place for snorkeling for families and beginners. You can snorkel around the old pier ruins. You can look for sea stars and sea urchins and parrotfish. If you're not snorkeling, when you come back up and you want to do something else, of course, there's volleyball setups there, tennis, and the African Refuge Memorial is there that you can check out. On down the road a little bit is Smathers Beach, and this is that long palm line stretch and it's got shallow waters, This is a great place for kids or beginning snorkelers. You don't have as vibrant of a reef site, but it's a good place to practice. So just offshore between Key West and Boca Chica is the Western Sambo Ecological Reserve. And there are vibrant corals there, crystal clear shallow waters, and the only way you're going to get in there is by tour access. Just off of Key West south coast, you have Rock Key, Sand Key, and Eastern Dry Rocks. So Rock Key has finger reefs and deep canyons for some of those more advanced snorkelers. Sand Key has the old lighthouse, coral fans, and nurse sharks that you're probably going to see around there. And the Eastern Dry Rocks offers a ability to probably see some sea turtles and some rays and some Goliath groupers. This is a great location. These are great locations for morning snorkel trips. Cottrell Key is only accessible by snorkel boat, but it's so worth it. Out there, you're probably going to see some lemon sharks, some Goliath grouper, dolphins, and some sponge gardens. And this is best for those people who are adventurers and want to see something and do something off the beaten path. If you've got a car or checking out any places up outside of Key West, outside of Big Pine Key, there's a free spot to snorkel, and it's Horseshoe Beach. They have a deep center where the coral and tropical fish are there, but there are no facilities. So plan accordingly that there are no facilities. Of course, you're at Bahia Honda State Park. This is one of the best snorkeling parks in Florida. You can snorkel from the beach or take a boat out to Luque Reef. This is an amazing location for all ages, and you can walk up and check out the views from the old rail bridge. Up in Key Largo, so if you're planning a trip up and down the Keys, up in Key Largo, of course, you have John Pennekamp Coral Reef State Park. Technically, I know this isn't in Key West, but it's a must if you're heading to or from Key West. It's a great place for snorkeling. It's the first U.S. undersea park. And they do have some other tours over there. They have glass bottom boat tours. You can do snorkeling, and you can check out the cannons on Cannon Beach. If you are driving up and down the Keys, be sure to check out the Diving Museum. It has some really interesting, is the history of diving. It provides a great historical perspective of diving, and you can see artifacts and dive gear, and there's a gift shop. And if you just want to learn about diving and the underworld water, under the water world, this is a great place just to check out. I'm going to give you some pro tips for safety here. Always check the weather conditions before booking a snorkeling trip. So here's my advice, is make sure if snorkeling is an absolute thing that you want to do while you are in Key West or the Florida Keys, book it early in your stay so that if something happens with the weather and you have to rebook, then you can always have time to take that trip. Bring or rent your proper snorkel gear. If you have your own, make sure it's in good working order. A lot of the tours offer the ability to have the snorkel gear as part of the package. Just make sure it fits and you like it and you're comfortable with that. Stay clear of fine coral. You can use those rash guards or something, or shorty wetsuits. You just want to brush up against them. You just want to be careful of that. And so you don't want to touch the coral, you don't want to touch the wildlife, you don't want to chase those sea turtles, no matter how cool they look. Don't go chasing them. And obviously, I'm going to repeat this again, bring that reef-safe sunscreen. It's going to protect the waters, protect the reefs. Bring water shoes, a reusable water bottle so that you can stay refreshed. So no matter your skill level or your budget, there are lots of opportunities to snorkel around Key West. Your snorkel adventure can consist of just heading over to Fort Zach. It could go somewhere else, Higgs Beach, Smathers Beach, or you can go down on tour. And of course, if Dry Tortugas is on your list, be sure to book that one early. You're going to head over to FunInKeyWest.com. You can book a lot of those trips over there. Again, we have a lot of trusted travel partners, and so there are those that we work with, and I know that you're going to have an amazing trip with them. So Fury's over there, Danger, Floridays make it so charters, they all offer the ability to check out a snorkel tour. If you're not into getting into the water and you're not comfortable with snorkeling, or you've got young ones with you, but you want to explore the waters around Key West and see what's in those waters, check out a glass bottom boat tour. Again, that's over on Fun in Key West. You can check those out. You can see what's happening under the water without getting wet. And another fun thing to do, go stop by the Key West Aquarium. It's going to give you a good perspective of what you would probably see in the waters around the Florida Keys. Great thing to check out. I am Michele with FunInKeyWest.com. Thank you so much for stopping by. Head over to our website, sign up for our book club, grab our free happy hour list, and let me know your favorite spot to snorkel when in Key West, or your favorite tour that you took snorkeling in Key West. It's Friday. I know you guys are having a great week. Thank you for stopping in all week. You guys have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.